Tonight, a land use expert is speaking out about the difficult reality when it comes to those wildfires in SoCal.
A professor at UCLA says the situation was at least 100 years in the making, and the issues leading up to it are man-made. ABC 10's Roxanne Elias has the details.
A professor at UCLA is calling the wildfires in LA a biblical catastrophe.
Well, it's with a very heavy heart that I say that this was inevitable at some point, right? What we're experiencing is the impacts of what's been predicted in terms of climate change.
Dr. Stephanie Pincel teaches at the UCLA Institute of the Environment and is the director of the California Center for Sustainable Communities. She specializes in land use and the interaction between urban development and wildfire risks. And while she was shocked by the fires, she says she wasn't surprised.
We in California have encroached increasingly into highly flammable areas. And with more people in those highly flammable areas, the likelihood of these things happening increases.
The professor says vegetation is different in Sacramento, and the Santa Ana winds made the situation in LA worse. But that doesn't mean other communities in the state are immune to these types of wildfires.
We have in Southern California and California, we're still allowing developments in places where there's a lot of evidence things will burn, and the developer will say, oh, well, we're going to put a fire station in there. You go, okay, fine. Then what, right?
She says there's a lot of pressure for elected officials to allow land development because of the outcry for the need of more housing. And she believes these fires can't be prevented unless people completely change their behavior. The professor says that's highly unlikely, and all Californians should be ready to evacuate their homes at a moment's notice.
But don't expect to be saved under conditions like this. You will get resources, you will get help, but there's no way you're gonna be saved by the firefighters unless you're really lucky.
In Sacramento, Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
The professor says she believes California's government is pulling all the stops to help people affected by the fires. And instead of finger pointing, she says people should be rethinking how they live. And for continued coverage of the wildfires, head over to the ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. We have live updates and our in-depth reports into California's home insurance market. Download the free ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream.